Pause the video now, have a go at the question, and press play when you're ready for the solution. So in this question, we want to rationalise the denominator, and we just use the trick of multiplying it by 1. So you'll see what I mean in a minute. Our goal is to get rid of this root 3 on the denominator. So in order to do that, if you multiply root 3 by root 3, it's going to make 3, right? So that will make it rational. But whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So we've got multiplying by root 3 over root 3, which is just anything divided by itself is 1. So here, if we do 15 times root 3, that's just 15 root 3. And then we've got 2 root 3 times root 3. So I will write this whole thing out, times root 3. And like we said before, so we'll put that 15 root 3 on the top. Root 3 times root 3 is just 3. And then we've got 2 times 3, which is 6. Now we're not done here because we can see there's a common factor between 15 and 6. So 3 goes into 15 and it goes into 6. So we divide the top by 3, we'll get 5 root 3. And if we divide the bottom by 3, we'll get 2. So it's 5 root 3 over 2. Okay, so in this question we also have to rationalise the denominator, but it's a little bit more tricky than part A because we have 2 terms in our denominator. So what we need to do is multiply by what's known as the conjugate. So here we've got 3 root 5 plus 1. So we're going to multiply by 3 root 5 minus 1. So we just have a change of sign here. And the reason for this is that we'll get a difference of 2 squares and the irrational parts will cancel out, but we'll see that in a second. So put that on top. So now I'll multiply out. So root 5 multiplied by 3 root 5 minus 1. And then on the bottom I'll have my double brackets. So 3 root 5 plus 1 times 3 root 5 minus 1. Okay, on the top I'm going to get the root 5 times root 5 is just going to be 5, and then 3 times 5 is 15. And then root 5 times minus 1 is minus root 5. Now I'll use FOIL on the bottom to expand my double brackets out. So I've got the first term, so 3 root 5 times 3 root 5. So 3 times 3 is 9, root 5 times root 5 is 5, 9 times 5 is 45. Okay. 3 root 5 times minus 1 is minus 3 root 5. And then 1 times 3 root 5 is 3 root 5. And then we've got the last term, which is 1 times minus 1, which is minus 1. And you can see here that minus 3 root 5 and positive 3 root 5 cancel out, which is exactly what we wanted. So on top we've still got 15 minus root 5, and on the bottom we have 45, take away 1, which is 44. And we just do a last double check to see if it's in the simplest form, and there's no common factors between these 3 terms, so this is its simplest form.